Well, this is our first recording of our community meeting in which we're updating the community about things that are going on in the community and inviting you to be a part of it if you would like to. Lately, this year, we've been working on a couple of initiatives with community. The first one has been to attend events as much as possible and be able to talk to people in person and answer questions about Rocky Linux and pass out stickers and merch and generally communicate with people in our audience. The second thing that we're doing is interacting with the community here online and also looking at ways that we can make the community more approachable for people to be involved. Some of those things are still ongoing, but we keep getting better at that. Today, I wanted to share with you a little bit about the last event that we attended at Scale, because that was, I think, so many different things happened. So I'm going to share my screen. There we go. So when we went to Scale, that was in Pasadena. It's the Southern California Linux Expo. But we had a great time. We met so many people. Supporting events like this, regional events, is something that we feel is very important as an organization, because local engagement is a big key to our success, because we're here being community and trying to reach the community. The first night we had an event, a Birds of a Feather game night, in which we had players switch games at random intervals. And sometimes it was in the middle of a hand. So this worked decently well for the Jenga game and the Uno game, but it was a little more challenging with the Yahtzee and the Battleship. But I do want to keep doing Battleship because that is a lot of, it was really fun to just get people to interact with sitting down and learning the game. I didn't realize how many people wouldn't know how to play it. But also it was kind of funny to make people have to figure out something in the middle of a round. I don't know, maybe I have a little Schadenfreude. But somebody in the event really enjoyed it too. And he said, that's my only emotion is Schadenfreude. And I thought I relate to that a little too hard. Anyway, so either way, no matter if people did well with that or not, or whether the game was especially appropriate or not, the message we were trying to convey was that Rocky Linux is an excellent option when you're considering migrating to a new OS that is stable. So that was fun. Friday was a great day for sessions. At the end of the day, I had the chance to speak at an event called Upscale, which turned out to be a social event in which there was this 30-minute musical presentation ahead of time, or at the beginning of it, by a guy called Forrest Brazil. Who sang us amazing songs that were all Linux themed. He even took suggestions from the audience for a genre and a specific piece of Linux in order to create a song on the fly, which was like the most amazing and profound comedy that I ever expected to see at a Linux event. So it was pretty fantastic. And then I had a chance to speak about accessibility in your open source project. Fun, and I enjoyed it a lot. Another really great part of the event was on Saturday. We had the chance to meet, all of a sudden, all these kids mobbed our booth. It turned out to be students from a middle school that was local there. And they had just finished a mini Rocky Linux install day as part of their cybersecurity that they took. And they came from the class, which they sent me this picture on the left was them in the class, and then on the right was when they came to the booth for a photo opportunity. They just beelined for us and wanted a photo, and we ended up giving them swag, and they rated our booth for swag, and it was really funny at the end after they left. I'm like, wow, that was profound. But it was really neat to see this younger generation coming up and becoming knowing how to use Linux and learning specifically cybersecurity for it. So, and for the record, I was told they did have permission to have their images posted publicly. So let's see, Saturday we also awarded raffle prizes. The OpenSUSE mascot was the one who won our lunch cooler. We had a couple other winners too, and then I forgot to take pictures. So we got the chameleon on camera.
That's really funny.
Oh, isn't it great? It was really fun getting to know the mascot as well. Sunday ended up being a day for both kids and kids at heart. There were a lot of kids that showed up because I guess a lot of people were able to bring their families in on that day. But also there was this thing, it was a giant soda machine, appropriately called the Shell On Demand Appliance, or soda. And for a donation, you could choose a flavor of Linux. We were partial to the Rocky Brew. And then you would get a ticket with a unique IP and password that would allow you to SSH into the virtual machine and hack it or do whatever you wanted in there. All proceeds from that went to an organization called Nuke, which was, we'll find that and make sure it's posted in our official write-up to this. But they upcycle computers, and then they also do a lot of education and research regarding old computers, or use old computers to do all of the research. And it's just a really neat nonprofit that I would love to have an ongoing connection with. So after an intense yet friendly rivalry all weekend between Rocky Brew and Nick's OS Pop, the real winner ended up to be Nuke. So you can follow the continuing adventures of the soda machine. It's on X. I don't know. Let's see, what is the, oh, it's the Shell on, let's see, I need to find, Shell On Demand is the name of their Twitter account. So that was fun. And that was the end of that was our booth that we had there. So that was just some of the fun things that happened at Scale. It's the kind of stuff that I would like to happen at future events. We get better every time. But what we really just enjoy doing is going out and meeting people in the community and actually getting to have some of that face-to-face contact. So that's my report on that. And now I wanted to talk a little bit about what some of the other teams are working on within the project. We have Michael here today who is going to tell us a little bit about what he's working on. He's the design team lead.
Yeah. So those that aren't aware, we're working on a new website, and it's nearing completion. I am primarily working on the downloads page right now. If you're curious and want to see what it looks like, you can go to staging.rockylinux.org and kind of get a feel for what the new site's going to feel like. But I've been trying to focus on optimizing and reorganizing the site in a way that just kind of makes sense. So that's the primary thing I'm working on. I'm hoping to have that completed sometime this month, so be on the lookout.
Excellent. Thanks so much. I'm looking forward to it. I think there's a lot of neat new stuff coming. And then Neil, do you have something you'd like to report on us?
Sure, yeah. So Red Hat released the beta images and artifacts for RHEL 8.10, which will be the final minor release of Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8, as well as RHEL 9.4, which is the fourth update in the, or fifth update, I guess, in the stream. I can't do math, so one of those two. So those will be coming out sometime in May, the official releases, per the typical schedule. And we have already been working in the past day or so to prepare for our own betas. We have a beta image for Rocky 8.10 available for our testing team, and they're going to be kind of running that through some smoke tests and working to find any bugs or errors. And simultaneously, we're also working on the beta images and packages for Rocky 9.4, which will again be released sometime after Red Hat does release theirs. And yeah, from the infrastructure side of stuff to prepare for that, we're making sure that we are looking back at our past kind of retrospectives for previous releases and ensuring that we've validated the functioning of all the different components. One of the things that we're also working on is a proof of concept for new image building strategies to make it more modular and easy for us to build and generate images on demand and without having too much overhead with the uploading and publishing process, so that we can combine with work that Michael's doing on the website to have the most updated information about the images for clouds like Azure, AWS, GCP, Oracle, as well as our container images and everything else on the website, and keep those updated as needed for security vulnerabilities and other usages. Other than that, we're discussing the possibility of a kind of public RabbitMQ feed or message queue feed similar to what the CentOS packages used to have available for them and what Fedora still provides for CentOS Stream and Fedora. This would enable users of our community to react to messages and changes that occur inside the Rocky Linux ecosystem. So when a package is built or imported, those will be messages that can be consumed, like I said, by members of the community, but also internal tooling as we work towards the next versions of Peridot and deeper integrations with the compose and release and image build processes of the releases that we push through with Peridot.
We've been talking a little bit about things that are happening in the community, and one of the questions I get often is how do we actually get involved with the community or with Rocky Linux? There are things to do. Every project has little projects that they're working on. We're working right now at articulating what those projects are for easy onboarding for people who are wanting to connect with us for the first time. But in the meantime, the thing that we always like to direct people to is to visit our chat server at chat.rockylinux.org, create an account, log in, and just start talking and being part of the conversation. If you have specific interests within the project, you will find people talking about those things. Type the words into the channel bar and see what you find. You never know what you'll find. But we have projects, we have community, and we have different special interest groups as well. So anyway, it'll be great to get to know you if you stop by. Just make sure you say hi and let us know how you found us. The next thing that we're doing publicly is the Texas Linux Fest in Austin, Texas, in the US, April 12th and 13th. So if you are heading to Austin in April, stop by the booth and say hi, and maybe we'll have something fun to gift you. I hope you have a great day.